Muta Mutahi Mutahi Kagwe is a prominent Kenyan politician, business leader, and public administrator best known for his steady and widely praised leadership as Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Health during the COVID-19 pandemic. Over a public career spanning several decades, Kagwe has built a reputation as a calm, reform-minded leader whose emphasis on discipline, transparency, and institutional strengthening has earned him respect across political and social divides. Mutahi Kagwe was born in 1958 in Nyeri County, in Kenya's Central Highlands. He grew up in a community that valued education, hard work, and public service, values that strongly influenced his future path. From an early age, Kagwe demonstrated intellectual curiosity and leadership qualities, excelling in school and showing interest in national affairs. He pursued higher education in the United States, where he studied accounting. Kagwe later qualified as a certified public accountant, CPA, gaining professional training that would prove invaluable both in business and government. His education abroad exposed him to international best practices in management, governance, and accountability, shaping his technocratic approach to leadership. Before entering active politics, Mutahi Kagwe had a successful career in the private sector. He worked in finance and investment, building experience in corporate governance, budgeting, and strategic planning. He also held leadership roles in several companies and public institutions, which strengthened his reputation as a disciplined and results-oriented manager. This background distinguished him from many of his contemporaries whose careers were primarily political. Kagwe's entry into politics came during the era of Kenya's push for pluralism and democratic reform in the early 1990s. In 1992, he was elected as the Member of Parliament for Mukaweni constituency, marking the start of his formal political career. His election coincided with the reintroduction of multi-party democracy in Kenya, a period characterized by intense political competition and reformist energy. As a member of parliament, Mutahi Kagwe quickly emerged as a thoughtful and principled legislator. He was particularly interested in issues of economic management, public finance, and governance reform. His professional background allowed him to contribute substantively to parliamentary debates, especially those involving budgeting, accountability, and public expenditure. Between 1995 and 1997, Kagwe served as Minister for Information and Broadcasting. In this role, he oversaw reforms in the media sector at a time when Kenya was opening up its information space. He advocated for greater media freedom while also emphasizing responsibility and professionalism within journalism. His tenure came during a politically sensitive period, and his firm but measured leadership left a notable imprint on the ministry. After losing his parliamentary seat in the late 1990s, Kagwe temporarily stepped away from elective politics. During this period, he returned to the private sector and public boards, serving in senior leadership positions. Notably, he served as chairman of the Kenya Airports Authority, KAA, where he was credited with improving governance structures and overseeing key infrastructure initiatives. His work at KAA further enhanced his image as a capable administrator rather than a career populist. Mutahi Kagwe returned to national prominence in January 2020, when he was appointed Cabinet Secretary for Health by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Shortly after his appointment, Kenya, like the rest of the world, was confronted by the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, a crisis that would define Kagwe's legacy. As Health Cabinet Secretary, Kagwe became one of the most visible and trusted faces of the government's pandemic response. His calm demeanor, clear communication style, and reliance on medical experts reassured a fearful nation. Daily briefings led by Kagwe became a fixture in Kenyan households, and his insistence on personal responsibility, famously reminding citizens that we do not want to use police to enforce discipline, we want to use wisdom, resonated widely. Under his leadership, the Ministry of Health coordinated testing, treatment, public awareness campaigns, and later, vaccine acquisition and distribution. While the pandemic presented enormous challenges, Kagwe was widely praised for strengthening public health messaging and restoring a sense of professionalism to the ministry. Even critics of the government acknowledged his effectiveness during an unprecedented crisis. Beyond COVID-19, Kagwe also focused on long-term health sector reforms. He championed universal health coverage, UHC, improved health financing, and accountability in procurement. While systemic challenges remained, his tenure marked a shift toward more transparent and data-driven decision-making within the health sector. Mutahi Kagwe concluded his term as Cabinet Secretary in 2022, leaving office with high public approval. He was widely credited with redefining what competent and ethical leadership could look like in Kenyan public service. For many Kenyans, Kagwe became a benchmark against which other public officials were measured. On a personal level, Kagwe is known to be reserved, disciplined, and deeply family-oriented. He avoids flamboyance and political theatrics, preferring structured decision-making and quiet efficiency. His leadership style reflects a belief in institutions rather than personalities, and in service rather than self-promotion. Mutahi Kagwe's legacy lies in his demonstration that integrity, professionalism, and calm leadership can coexist with effective politics. Whether as a legislator, minister, board chairman, or health administrator, he consistently emphasized accountability and national interest. In Kenya's modern political history, Mutahi Kagwe stands out as a public servant who rose to the occasion during a national crisis and earned the trust of millions. His career offers an enduring lesson in principled leadership and the value of expertise in governance. Thanks for watching and subscribe for